always a highlight of the evening. This is the part of the program when finally we hear from the person that you, the graduates, have chosen to be your representative at commencement. So sit back, relax, and get ready to reminisce about the good times, and maybe even some not so good times. You probably are going to laugh, maybe cry, and talk about the times while you were here at White Oaks. To give a brief introduction of this year's Valedictorian, please welcome your friend and mine, Craig Sandre.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow classmates, my name is Craig Sandre, and I stand before you tonight to introduce to you this year's Valedictorian. A valedictorian is someone who's strong in academics, is well liked by both peers and teachers, and is highly involved in their school community. This year's valedictorian is everything a valedictorian should be. Throughout his 4 years at White Oaks, this individual played a big role in making White Oaks a better place. He was actively involved in our student council, he was the captain on a variety of sports teams, and he made everyone's mornings better when he was on the announcement crew. I've had the pleasure of knowing this person since grade 9, and he's by far one of the nicest, funniest, and most energetic people that I know. He is ridiculously good looking, unbelievably smart, and incredibly caring, which, if you know his parents, is not surprising. But every rose has its thorn. If you've ever had class with him, you know how painful it is when his hand goes up for the 7th time and 3 minutes with yet another question. It is without a doubt that he had an incredibly strong, positive impact on everyone around him, and without him, White Oaks would certainly not have been the same. It is my honor and privilege to introduce to you the valedictorian of the graduating class of 2012 and one of my best friends, Munro.
Well, good evening, parents, teachers, grandparents, siblings, friends, special guests, and the graduating class of 2012. Before I begin my speech, I have one thing that I need to say. It took me a long time to write this up, and it's really quite poetic. I really hope that I can do it justice. We did it. Yes, we did it. Through many trials and tribulations, this eclectic bunch of individuals has now officially completed their last year of high school. We worked, we dreamed, we laughed, we cried. We booed and cheered and competed. We partied, we procrastinated, we pulled all-nighters. We won and we lost. And above all, we YOLO'd. We did it, and we did it together. Tonight, we are here to celebrate those sleepless times spent studying, as well as those spent partying. Tonight, we look back at what we are leaving behind us, and look forward to what lies ahead. Tonight, my friends, we are graduating, and I couldn't be more proud to be standing up here, speaking on behalf of the greatest class that White Oaks has ever seen. Over the past 4 years, we have lived in the halls of Watts. At first, this new home felt like a labyrinth. I mean, in grade 9, intending to go to the science lab and ending up in the girls' bathroom was a common occurrence. No? Oh, I guess it was just me. Well, regardless, for the first few weeks here, getting lost was a valid excuse for being late. Honestly, Mr. Guthrie, I just couldn't find the classroom. However, when kids began strolling to class 10 minutes late, Tim Hortons cup in hand. I'm sorry, Mr. Guthrie, I just couldn't find the classroom. Just wouldn't cut it anymore. Mr. Guthrie, as well as all the teachers here, knew that we knew our way around here. And it was true. Within weeks, we knew this place like the back of our hands. Looking for the office? Simple. In through the front doors, take a right, go through one set of doors, go through another set of doors, take another right, and straight on until morning. Even more obscure requests could be handled. Looking for the best water fountain? Easy. Outside the science office, use the one on the right, because on the one on the left, wavers up and down a bit, and sometimes you get a nice splash of water right up your nose. Just finished a workout and looking for a sauna? Simple. Go to the 3rd floor, any classroom up there. Any classroom. Maybe suffocating humidity. Okay. The point is, we know our school, and we've gotten to know each other pretty well too. For example, I can tell you that we have some pretty damn fine debaters at White Oaks. Whether they're in official debates or on wall posts about Coney 2012. They are always honing their master debating skills. Okay, we also have some incredible athletes who are on big-time scholarships to the States and consequently couldn't be here tonight. Now we can badmouth them all we want. We have some brilliant academic minds, going to schools such as UC Berkeley, UPenn, and Johns Hopkins, and some idiot who thinks he's hot shit going to Harvard. We have gay people, we have straight people. We have happy people, we have not so happy people, and a lot of people who somehow made it through HLMF. God bless you guys. We have cheerleaders and we have football players. We have incredible businessmen and women and outstanding writers. We have actors and musicians and directors and producers. And we have a bunch of kids from Milton who thought they were cut out for IB and realized they were, but stuck around anyway. We have students from all over the world, from Korea to Nigeria. All of these people came to White Oaks, and we are all here tonight as classmates, as friends. To someone on the outside looking in, White Oaks students are all over the map. But that is exactly what makes our school such an amazing place. The doors are open to anyone. There are no entrance exams to get in here. No seat tuition, no religion that you must practice in order to enroll. No, White Oaks has an open door through which anyone can come and feel welcome, through which anyone can come and find friends, through which anyone can come and succeed. And although any type of person is welcome here, every type of person can fit in, because that is what defines White Oaks, our diversity. From our religion to our race, to our interests and hobbies, we are all different. There is, however, one thing that we all have in common. And parents, I know we often give you a hard time for things, but this one, we have you and you alone to thank for. Whether it was carefully planned out or just an accident, we were all born in the same year. In 1994, we were brought into this world kicking and screaming, almost as if one of Mrs. Anthony's math tests had been with us inside of our mother's wombs. Naked and covered in substances that I would rather not name, we were overwhelmed with people crowded around us, oohing and awing and crying and laughing at every little thing we did. If only we could still be so unconsciously captivating. In any event, the transition into high school was not so different from popping out of our mother's stomachs. It was our second birth. Thrust out of the safe womb of elementary school and into the harsh world of grade 9, we were suddenly exposed to many new and crazy things. Tonight, we are ready to be reborn yet again, only this time without the placenta. I know that all of our heads are already out of the world of was and into whatever lies beyond. But like it or not, our bodies are still here. Tonight is really that final contraction that will push us out of our comfortable, familiar, and form-fitted place. We will burst onto a new scene. The constant support from our mother White Oaks will be cut off, and we will be left to fend for ourselves as we move forward in life. And this leads me to yet another incredible thing about our class. We are not only diverse in our past, but we will be diverse in our futures. We all come from different places, and we will make our way through life in different directions, down different roads, with different ends in sight. Speaking of roads, they say that you can tell a lot about a person from the car they drive. I'm sure some of us will be roaring down the road in a Harley, while others will be buzzing quietly in their smart car. Some will be flying by the world in their Porsches, and others will be bulldozing everybody in their path in a Hummer. And many of us will desire these kinds of cars, but resort to the family-friendly minivan because of its practicality. But no matter what kind of car you end up behind the wheel of, you will always be able to look in your rearview mirror and see White Oaks. It may just be a speck in the distance by that point, or it may be tailgating you for your whole life. But it will always be there, forever in your rearview mirror. That reminds me, while I was at the infamous ABC driving school, my instructor Scott told me that while driving, my eyes shouldn't rest in the same place for more than 3 seconds at a time. Come on, you all know what I'm talking about. They should always be moving, scanning the road ahead for obstacles, checking the side mirrors for anyone coming up beside you, and of course, checking the rearview mirror for what has been left behind. It is important to reminisce about the memories of White Oaks, high school fun and drama, but don't let your attention linger there for too long, or you may end up swerving off the road in front of you over a cliff and tumbling down to your inevitable death. Okay, well maybe not quite that dramatic, but you get the point. Don't ever forget where you've been, and don't ever forget where you're going. Keep your eyes moving, and always be ready for a lane change. Because whether it's a new program at university, getting a new boyfriend or girlfriend, changing jobs, or moving houses, sometimes the first lane you end up in won't be the right one. So drive carefully through this neighborhood we call life. Make your driving instructor proud. Now before I go, I want to leave you all with my own personal summary of all the cliches that every valedictorian should say to the graduating class. Now, just like my introduction, it's quite poetic, and it took me a long, long time to come up with. I really hope that I can do it justice. Oh, class of White Oaks, where has the time gone? We're all moving forward, so I wrote you this poem. To sing to your friends, to sing to your wives, to sing to your husbands, to your kids as a lullaby. It's chock full of advice, so just listen to me. Turn off all your iPods and your HD TV. Turn off all the things that don't matter the most. Just open your ears and listen close. Don't smell all the roses. You'll waste too much time. There are millions of roses. 1 or 2 is just fine. Don't live like each day is the last one you'll get, or you'll find yourself homeless and hapless in debt. 8 glasses a day? That sounds crazy to me. You'll spend all your time looking for a discreet place to pee. You don't need other people to make you happy. Have you ever seen Castaway? How happy was he? Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. We've all heard this saying a number of times. Although it is true, it's still not an excuse to never shower again, or to be late, or be rude. And though mom may say this, and dad may say that, it's important to know that almost nothing is fact. No rule is sacred, no right set in stone. Create your own scripture, don't do all you're told. So take even this advice with a big grain of salt. Be your own person, and have your own thoughts. Don't run with the masses, and cheer with the crowd. When everything's quiet, don't be afraid to be loud. People will tell you, think outside the box. But both sides are taken. Is there space left on top? Well, water's not blue and the world isn't flat. So draw up your own box and step out of that. Thank you, White Oaks. Good luck and good night.